Hey everybody, the Super Beta 400 here, the brown skinned human, and of course Douglas Blair Roberts coming back at you with another video game series of video game playthrough reviews. And this time this will be a series of Mortal Kombat 3, 4, and 3 and 4 reviews, followed by Defenders of the Realm cartoon tie-in reviews. The first two videos uploaded will be Mortal Kombat will be my late out of date reviews of Mortal Kombat 3 and 4. Recorded the video gameplay footage back in summer of this year, but I'm just now doing the intro due to various computer problems I had during the fall up until rather recently. So these will be late. Then my most recent webcam video game playthroughs, tie-ins of the video games Mortal Kombat 3 and 4, followed by the Defenders of the Realm cartoon. I love to watch Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm and play Mortal Kombat 3 and 4 and the other Mortal Kombats simultaneously while I'm watching them. So that's what I'll be doing in this video, and episodes of the Defenders of the Realm will be playing in the background. So with that being said, let's get started right now. We can do whatever we want if we put our minds to it. beyond.
Exactly. It's as if someone were running some huge machine and drawing
Hey everybody, it's time for part 2 of my review of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3. My video and playthrough review of Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 and third review of Defenders of the Mortal Kombat Defenders of the Realm playthrough review. I'm playing a tournament ladder with Scorpion. I've just defeated Jade, Kitana, Cabal, and I forgot the first person.
What do you call this?
Black Dragon. The last thing my partner Wexler saw before that KN.
Yeah, this game right here, in my opinion, is the weakest of the Mortal Kombat 3 series. And the franchise above Mortal Kombat 2. Above Mortal Kombat 2 and 9, which 9 is, in my opinion, the worst of the franchise. This game right here, while the first one was more consistent and easier to play, this one is tougher. This game right here is tougher and more challenging than the first one was. The tournament ladders, there's 5 tournament ladders instead of 3. They're each tougher, and they're each harder and much longer. And the biggest sin to these new tournament ladders is adding an endurance match. Which not only do I hate the endurance match from a story narrative, you'll get dumb stuff like Sonya and Kano teaming up, which would never happen in Mortal Kombat unless the villain was so powerful like a Goro, and they had to team up. Goro or Dark Khan from DC. So I hate it from a narrative standpoint. Then I hate it from a what's his name standpoint, from a gameplay standpoint. And it makes no sense in this game. You have over 20 plus characters in this game. It makes no, at least in the first one, there was only 7 characters, so you can see why they would have an endurance match, but it makes no sense here. And then when you waste so much. I'm playing a PlayStation 2. I'm playing an arcade port on the Mortal Kombat, on the extra section of the Mortal Kombat Armageddon DVD. But if you were playing the actual console versions, you would waste so many continues on the endurance mode that you would never get to the top. When you get to Matago and Khan, you would have used all your continues, and when you get to them, you're gonna get, unless you're really good, you're gonna get owned. You're gonna get owned, and it'll be game over. I was never able to beat this game, only one time with a friend.
So in other words, you've decided to wage your own private little war. Why?
I was only able to beat the first one, Mortal Kombat, the first Mortal Kombat 3 and Mortal Kombat 1. Even as a kid, I thought this was the weakest of the Mortal Kombat trilogy. The first one's the best, followed by Trilogy, then this one right here. However, I do like several improvements, such as bringing back the ninja characters, bringing back Scorpion, Reptile, Human Smoke, even though Cyborg Smoke is in this game, Human Smoke, and the Elder Sub-Zero. And new characters, including Aditya Ninjas, Rain, and the Mystic, Ermac. These guys have the best storylines. These guys and Cabal Striker and Nightwolf have the best storylines in this game, in my opinion, during this era of Mortal Kombat.
My best friend when I was 7. She had an accident, and she ended up in a wheelchair. Suddenly everybody started started treating her like she was
Yeah,
different.
where was I? Oh yeah.
It hurt her a lot.
Yeah, storyline wise, it falls the same as the previous version. Follows the same as the previous version, but adds several characters and subplots. In Shao Kahn, fed up with multiple losses in Mortal Kombat, enacts a 10,000-year-old plan. He gets Shang Tsung and his priest to resurrect his dead queen. Kitana's his dead the dead queen of Medina and Kitana's mother Sindel, and opens a portal and begins merging Outworld with Earthrealm, and in the process strips all humans of their souls with the exception of the 7 chosen warriors and several other people. This act also unleashes people from other realms, such as the Nether realm, which unleashes Melina, Scorpion, and Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot. Scorpion, whose storyline is my favorite. Scorpion is sent to Scorpion is sent in this game to Scorpion is recruited to join Shao Kahn's army. But when he sees that one of the defenders is Sub-Zero, the person he swore to protect, as atonement for killing his older brother in the previous Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 2, he decides to join the fight against Earth's warriors and helps liberates Earthrealm from Shao Kahn and goes back to wander the Netherrealm hell once more. Reptile Jade storyline. Her storyline requires her. Her storyline has her teaming up with Reptile to track down Kitana. She has the choice to either betray her best friend or face execution for Shao Kahn. What's his name? Kitana rejoins the other warriors, now held as a traitor of Outworld, is targeted by Reptile and Jade and Khan's extermination squads. The new ninja Rain, who appears in the console version of this game. The console version of this game is a traitor to Edenia, who betrays Edenia and joins Shao Kahn's rank and is defeated by Earthrealm's warriors and disappears from the series until Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Ermac, the Mystic Ninja Ermac. The Mystic Ninja Ermac is a ninja warlord made of souls. Created to obey Shao Kahn's orders without hesitation, but he himself is actually neutral and searches for a master to serve. He fights for Shao Kahn and is defeated by Liu Kang in the realm of Earth, and is sent retreating back to Outworld and the Netherrealm. The Netherrealm and disappears from the series until the events of Deadly Alliance and Deception. Then a playable character in the console version, but a hidden character in the arcade version, Noob Saibot. Noob Saibot is a mysterious warrior representing a cult from the Netherrealm called the Brotherhood of Shadows, who is just tasked with watching, and as such, that's his role in the game. He's mostly a hidden character. You rarely play as him. You don't encounter him in the tournament ladder mode.
and you can only fight him when you beat the game as a secret bonus character. Next is Human Smoke. Human Smoke. Human Smoke, whose appearance here is non-canon, joins the Earthrealm's Warriors. Joins Earthrealm's Warriors. Doesn't become a cyborg and joins Earthrealm's Warriors and defeats Shao Kahn and is ready for Mortal Kombat 4. Even though he doesn't appear in Mortal Kombat 4. Then you got the Elder Sub-Zero, Beihan. Beihan thought to have been killed in the previous tournament. His appearance here is non-canon too. Thought to have been killed in the previous tournament. Thought to have in the previous quote unquote tournament. Thought to have been killed in the previous tournament. He mysteriously returns in this game and is once again tasked with assassinating Shang Tsung. And has a friendly reunition with his brother in an alternate timeline.
They renewed our battle against the Black Dragon and Shao Kahn's legions of darkness. And so I was
Other things I like about this game, while being the same as the previous one, they made Stryker's BB gun playable. In the previous one, he just has the nightstick and the bombs. Here, he has that, and he can shoot his opponents. Like I said, I've always liked Stryker. Him being a really strong super cop made him stand out amongst the cast of ninjas, sorcerers, warlords, mystics, Shaolin monks, special forces, and shaman, and cyber criminals. Cyber criminals and cyborgs, and centaurs, and Shogun. It made them stand out. Favorites to play as Sub-Zero, Cabal, Stryker, Nightwolf, Sindel, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Shang Tsung, the Lin Kuei Cyber, Scorpion, Scorpion, Ermac, Elder Sub-Zero, Human Smoke, new side body. You know, I like fighting him more, and of course Rain. Favorites to fight everyone except the female ninjas. I hate fighting them. And the main reason I hate fighting them, I love Kitana, Jade as characters, but as fighters, I hate them. If you fight them, they're gonna be extremely hard. They're gonna be extremely powerful and hard to beat. If you play as them, unless you're really good, you will have none of that power. This is the endurance match I was talking about. It's a team up of Sonya and Kano. These two would never team up. Especially at the Battle of Scorpion. These two would never team up.
Let's get out of this monsoon. So are you still thinking of leaving all this fun behind?
It's because of all this.
Ah.
The news of my grandfather's death didn't reach me until after he raised me. My grandfather was almost like me, and he needed me.
I'm really sorry, Jax.
I need to get away from this endless fighting the story of my life. I just don't know if I can do this anymore.
What are you saying? Listen, guys, you gotta have him talk some sense into Jackson. He's really leaving us.
After what we've been through, we can all use a vacation. You don't get it. I'm not looking for a short break. I've had it.
Jax, this is not
Oh man.
There, we're ready to return.
I know what you're going through.
I have. Well, I'll wait for that. And then, what else about this game?
Let's continue this back at base.
Other things I didn't like about this game, they got rid of Shiva, and once again, still have no story or quest mode. Should have been, it damn sure should have been featured in the updates, and it was because of this caused Mortal Kombat to lose strength in the mid to late 90s. By this point, we were seen as a relic of the past, of the early 90s. People had moved on and were playing 3D and anime-based fighting games at the time. Not to mention other 2D fighting games like Street Fighter Alpha, The King of Fighters, Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter 3 showed you how cool the 3D game can look and play, and blew this out of water.
But there he goes.
I understand. Go.
I hope you find peace.
Look, we'll see you soon. Take it easy. Yeah. Thanks.
Come on, Sonny, we got a job to do.
Don't be too young.
Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna miss all of it. I guess this is it. You know if you need anything. Thanks. Listen, Nightwolf, I couldn't say this in person. I really don't think I'll be coming
Cool.
back.
Finally got it. Oh. Oh yeah, another thing I forgot to mention, this was in the last one, but I forgot to mention it, and that's, of course, one of my other favorite things about this was the animalities, and I like how they incorporated that into the 1997 Mortal Kombat Annihilation movie, with and made it a part of Liu Kang's story, arc in that film, where he trained under Nightwolf, who knocked him out with the axe, and taught him how to access his animality, and he managed to do it during the fight with Khan, during the final fight with Khan. And when you beat the game, I always choose to see the character's ending. That's my favorite part of the game. But when you beat the game, when you beat the updated versions, Trilogy and Ultimate, you get several different rewards, like the character's ending, a game of Galaga, and greatest hits in Mortal Kombat, greatest fatalities, where it shows a series of fatalities, and battles with Noob Saibot and Ermac, who Ermac also appears in the novice, sometimes appears in the endurance match mode.
I don't know anymore. I love the weeks we spent together. It's been fantastic. I'm not sure what's next. If I go back to my old life, I need a new direction.
I hope you stay right here with me.
Got him.
Don't be a wuss, Night. Wolf, I know it's late, but I need to know how Jax is doing. Come on!
In other words, you want to spy on me.
So that's Mortal Kombat 3. Awesome game, but it's one of the weakest in the series, just above Mortal Kombat 2, and it's way better than Mortal Kombat 9, which 9 revisits this game.
And I do have a way for Monitor Jax. I set it up before Jax split, just in case I needed to find him. Truth is, I've already been keeping
Yeah,
an eye
the
on
storyline
Jax.
in this Mortal Kombat 3 series, despite barely having one and being poorly structured, is way better than the one in Mortal Kombat 9.
Here goes.
Where'd she come from?
I'm not sure, but her name's Ruby.
So, tell me more about choose. Fascinating.
It's performing their duties even more effectively than I had hoped. The thing of mortals is to have fallen hammock. Prepare your ninjas.
Huh.
Yes, Emperor.
Oh, don't tell me he's gonna start spilling our secrets to this. I think we should just get over there and knock some sense into him.
Gotcha.
It's not fair. We need him here. Jack can't just sail off into the sunset. What is going on? Well, you see, where?
Pacific Northwest. Ninjas coming through. Jackson's in trouble.
Gotcha.
Stay back.
Yeah. Like I said, I love playing Scorpion. When you play as Scorpion, you feel powerful. I feel the powers of the spear and the powers of hell and fire, and the cool teleportation moves. See, I always choose tournament outcomes. Scorpion is overtly released from his damnation in hell. When Khan's plan to overtake that realm goes awry, free to roam Earth, Scorpion is enlisted by the Emperor to aid him in his quest to destroy chosen warriors. But his allegiance to Shao Kahn falters when he discovers one of those chosen warriors to be Sub-Zero. Scorpion had vowed to protect the ninja from his verdict for killing his brother. Shao Kahn finds himself the victim of his own scheme. As Scorpion is forced to turn against and destroy the Emperor, and the Earth is returned to normal. Scorpion finds himself once again roaming the pits of hell, only to one day rise again. Everything with the exception of him destroying the Emperor is pretty much true. This storyline perfectly sets up Mortal Kombat 4. The next game, now the Defenders of the Realm cartoon. Defenders of the Realm cartoon. The Defenders of the Realm cartoon is loosely based on the events of this game, Mortal Kombat 4 and 2. Like Mortal Kombat 3, they have the character designs and a lot of storylines from 3. Like Mortal Kombat 2, the main storyline features Shao Kahn, who is unable to invade Earthrealm due to Shang Tsung losing in the 1995 Mortal Kombat film, which this cartoon is also a sequel to, an alternative sequel to. Shao Kahn uses his various minions to invade Earthrealm and conquer Earthrealm for him. Conquer Earthrealm for him, which is similar to the plot of Mortal Kombat 2, where Shang Tsung lured Earthrealmers back into Outworld by sicking a Tarkatan horde onto the Shaolin temple and kidnapped Sonya and Kano to lure Earthrealm warriors back into Outworld, where they will be death at Shao Kahn's hands.
The rest of your short life.
So,
Back in Mortal Kombat and like Mortal Kombat 4, the character of Quan Chi
Doing my job.
debuts in this cartoon, except like I said, instead of Sub-Zero, Scorpion, and the Lin Kuei, and the Shiryu, he has a connection to Nightwolf, who is Nightwolf who saves the day by destroying his gem, which he used to hypnotize the warriors and make them angry and fight each other. Then you have Mortal Kombat, Defenders, Defenders of the Realm episode. Then you have the unproduced episode, which featured Shinnok's Fall from Grace, that was never adapted because this show was canceled before that could happen. But that storyline was going to be featured in this cartoon right here. But the cartoon was canceled when USA got rid of its cartoon block. Cartoon has a mixed negative reception because it lacked the violence from the game. Like I said, it never bothered me. Because it still felt like Mortal Kombat. And if you know the backstory, all that violence and gore was non-canon. They were just for the enjoyment of the viewers. Mortal Kombat 2, 3, and 4 were some of the darkest games in the series, each one darker and more serious than the last. And in those games, In Mortal Kombat 2 and 3, only in Mortal Kombat 2, only in Mortal Kombat 1, only the Elder Sub-Zero died and a bunch of red shirt people. In Mortal Kombat 2, only Melina died, and the characters who died in some ways came back. And in Mortal Kombat 3, I still can't remember, but it was Shiva. She either died or Shao Kahn in Prisoner. I can't remember which one. And in 4, no one died except Shinnok got banished to another round, which I consider a fate worse than death. Fate worse than death, and the good guys from 1 to 4 triumph. It wasn't until Deadly Alliance where the bad guys started winning. And in Deception, the remaining heroes who survived the battle of the Deadly Alliance or didn't participate, Shijinko and them set the world straight again by setting everything, undoing everything, and setting everything right. And Taven, in the original script and in an alternate timeline, set everything right by resolving the Armageddon conflict and defeating Blaze. So once again, even when the bad guys do win, the good guys will once again the remaining good guys will triumph. The remaining good guys will quote unquote triumph. The remaining good guys will quote unquote the remaining good guys will triumph. So that of course once again never that of course never bothered me. So I wish people would stop with their edgelord garbage. Like I said, various websites like Game Radar and many more commonly lists this as one of their worst cartoons, of all time. I mean, it's one of the worst video game cartoons of all time, and they unfairly bash this cartoon because it doesn't feature the fatalities and violence from the game. Actually, it does feature fatalities. Jax does one on one of Shao Kahn's skeleton minions off screen, and Sub-Zero does one on one of the Shokan or Takakan Horde, I can't remember, in the season finale. And he does the deep freeze fatality, so it did have fatalities, and the fatalities from the movie, the fatalities from the 1995 movie are featured here in edited form. So the film did have fatalities, but yeah, the blood and gore. It's a kids' cartoon. You expect that to have blood and gore, and yeah, Mortal Kombat was M-rated, but look at the characters and the plot. That's something teenagers and kids would get into. The adults at the time, the grown adults, middle-aged, they thought it was violent. They thought it was quote-unquote violent. Violent characters who appear in this cartoon includes Liu Kang, Cabal, Striker, Nightwolf, Sub-Zero, Sonya, Jax, Kitana, Raiden, the Lin Kuei Cybers, Ermac, Scorpion, Komadai is a stand-in for Reptile in the Raptors, Ermac's ninjas, Rain, Baraka, who's called Carbarak in this cartoon. Carbarak and his nomadic horde, they were called nomads then. They weren't called Turcotan until later on. And Shiva and the Shokan, Botaro and the Centaur, Shao Kahn's pride. Oh yeah, no, before I get to that, Shao Kahn himself, Shang Tsung, Quan Chi. New characters include Asgard, a bird warrior, Ruby, a stand-in for Jade, and a quote-unquote precursor to the Tanya character from Mortal Kombat 4. Sauron, another Adenian, a muscular female Adenian character who gets trapped in the void. Another fatality, in my opinion, a fatality worse than death. And Shao Kahn's private warrior, Hideyoshi. And Shinnok was supposed was supposed to appear. This cartoon is also funny. When the characters, everyone hated it because of all the one-liners. When the characters are busting out world butt and busting out world work, I can picture them acting this way while doing it. And when they're not saving the world, or fighting in the tournament, I can picture the Mortal Kombat characters acting this way. And like I said, superb voice actors with talent of the likes of Clancy Brown, the late great Luke Perry, Luke Perry, Olivia Abo, Dorian Harewood, Ron Perlman, and many more.
If I didn't know the truth about Shao Kahn, I'd probably split right then, but I do. I've seen firsthand what he'll do if he ever takes over Earth. Being on the team with a big
Yeah, that was
it's my duty. Like Ruby, I can't turn my back on the responsibility. Don't worry. I'll stay and fight till the end.
And the episodes I chose in the background were episode 12, which features the first appearance from Ermac and the Ruby character, and episode 13, which is the season finale, features the final battle where Ermac, Shang Tsung, Shao Kahn, Motaro the Centaur, and Shiva and Shokan are all featured. The only missing character was Rain. Like I said, the only problems I had was Scorpion was only featured in one episode, and his battle with Sub-Zero was way too short. Ended after one hit, and Kung Lao, Johnny Cage, Sindel were never seen in this cartoon. Also, Matt, they never put from the Malibu comics. This cartoon also borrowed a lot from the Malibu comics that ran before this. The Malibu comics featured a fusion-based character, two characters called Song and Sing, who together formed Siang, a fusion character like Gogeta and Vegito from Dragon Ball Z. I'm mad they never brought him into this cartoon.
Curtis Riker. Driven by purpose and bound by honor, these are the defenders of the
And I love the animation, especially in the final episode where they went out with a bang. And they said, yeah, this is the end, but we're gonna go out with a bang. Like I said, I love the fight scenes. They have the fast-paced action, the fast-paced combos, the low kick, the spamming of the low kick, and the very cool special moves and projectiles, which the movie because of budgets did not have a lot of. They have a lot of that here. That's one of the perks of animation and comic books versus live action. And like I said, I consider this is the #1 best adaptation of Mortal Kombat outside of its video game counterparts. If you want to hear the rest of the video, hear the rest of the music, and see the rest of this gameplay, turn the video off right now.
I promise you, Father, I will not give up that